Good evening, CV coach here. Nice to have everyone here. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for coming in. We've got a special guest tonight, just like we bring in a guest every week. I want to say thanks so much to everyone who has come in for this live stream. Good. So glad to have you here,
Okay, yeah.
So much. Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, first of all. I was going to tell them about you, but I think you go ahead and tell us about yourself. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Can you hear me, OG?
Very well. I can hear you very well.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, let's take the earphones out. It seems to work better without the earphones. Okay, hi everyone.
Perfect, yeah.
Sorry for the delay. Hopefully you can hear me now. OG, all fine? You can hear?
Perfect, man. We can hear you perfectly.
Okay, fantastic. Good. It's really confusing. I've got the earphones doing one thing and it's going on over here as well. So thank you for the lovely introduction, OG. Thanks for having me on this show. I hope that we can get some great value out to your wonderful listeners. My name's Louis Slade. I was born in a little town called Gravesend in Kent, just outside of London. As OG was saying, I've spent most of my life on construction sites, which is something I really, really didn't enjoy. And I was always trying to find a way out of that because I hated it. Okay, it's not a bad job as such, but it just didn't suit me. It was destroying my back, and I really couldn't see a way out. Eventually, it just got to a breaking point. I couldn't physically do it any longer. I made the decision to actually go and make a change in my life, and it was through the repetitive studying of certain mentors that I've got, some really, really good ones. And just conditioning your mind to actually understand that anybody, every single one of you listening now, everyone in this world can actually do anything that they want. But you need to believe in yourself. You need to make the decision to do it. And, I'm glad that I've done that because now I'm able to help other people do similar stuff with marketing. And, where I am now is completely different to where I was even just 3 years ago.
Oh, wow. This is good, man. This is good. So tell us about that life. What, I know you said you had some repetitive strain injury and things like that. Well,
so when you're laying bricks, you're out in the cold. I mean, it's funny because in the summer it's beautiful, don't get me wrong. But as soon as it gets to winter, you're out in the freezing cold for 8 hours a day, raining, snowing, and you're self-employed. So if you go home or if you're full the day, which is obviously a massive shame. So financially, it's no good because you can't plan anything around. You have to plan everything around the weather. Really, you lose about 3 months of each year because of the rain and the freezing temperatures. So you can't make plans. You're always battling, trying to make up for the time that you lose in the winter. And it's just a harsh environment. My back was in a terrible state. The lower back, because you're just bent over all the time. Even Steve, the leave, remember one of our colleagues, old colleagues, OG. Even just a simple thing like snapping a brick in half with the trowel, the pinging gave him tinnitus. It's literally everything in that trade destroys your body. Even if you try to work safely, you are just destroying yourself. So, that is one of the main reasons I like to change, and also being reliant on the bosses that you work for. You're always having to just rely on there being enough work, and it just wasn't fun. It wasn't sustainable, and it wasn't how I wanted to live my life.
Oh wow, man! Now I know. I've known you for about 3 years or more now. You've come in from the bricklaying into health and safety, and now you're a marketing expert. Tell us about marketing or sales. I'd love to hear that.
So marketing or sales, it's been quite a change. I mean, I'll tell you first how I got into marketing. When I was doing the health and safety, which I still continue, even though actually doing a lot of marketing for that company now as such, which is a great turnaround. I'll explain that maybe offline. But basically, I started to do a network marketing opportunity that was introduced to be my friend, and I'd never done any sort of marketing before. I had my own companies when I was younger, because I was doing the brickwork, and I decided to make companies to try and just make the best of a bad situation. So My marketing experience was limited to business cards, leaflets, checker trade, all that sort of stuff. I started doing the network marketing, and you've got to contact a lot of people. You've got to register people, sign them up. You've got to build a team, all this sort of stuff. And it's a really good industry, but there's no training as such. And you are just really embarrassing yourself, and you're going the wrong way around it. So what I decided to do was to study marketing, again, from some incredible mentors. And that introduced me how to market properly. And something that actually shocked me, I was at a seminar one time, I think last year, and the guy said, "What is marketing?" And everyone put their hands up with a few suggestions, but the answer is actually really surprising. Marketing is all about disqualifying people and disqualifying them quickly and effectively, because you need to get your message out to the right people in time, and you don't want to be broadcasting your stuff to everyone in the world, because number one, you're wasting time. You end up wasting money if you start running ads. There is no point engaging with people who aren't going to buy your product. And it's important to realize that the reason you're selling a product or a service in the first place is to enhance people's lives, because everybody always wants to increase their status. They want to, it's usually wealth, health, or relationships, the three core markets. They're looking for some sort of gain in those areas, and whatever it is that you have got needs to create those solutions. It needs to hit the pain points that they're suffering. You're going to either bring them from pain into pleasure, or away from pain into pleasure, or moving towards pleasure if they're not in pain. And it's two very different messages. So marketing and sales really is, for me, this pattern: serve, sell, close. A lot of people try to hard sell and close at the same time without serving. And when I say serve, you need to bring value. You need to, really connect with the people that you're trying to serve, your avatar, your dream customer. You need to serve them. Then I like to sell through storytelling, because that's a great way to gain rapport and to show the people that you've been called to serve that you've been where they have been before. And then if you do that correctly, it just leaves you a simple close at the end. Now, what I was doing before was trying to do all of that without serving, and trying to bundle that into a quick 15-minute call. So that's why it wasn't working very well.
Okay, brilliant. I love that formula: serve, sell, then you close. So it's SSC. So you serve first of all, you sell, then you close. But some people are just looking at, what, I want to sell, but they miss the first part of serving, because they want to sell. As they want to sell, they want to make money and leave quickly. So the most important thing is that the service part is more important, because without that part, you're jumping straight to the second part. Now, I want you to tell us about that service part, because you see, now I've got audience here. Everyone here, they are YouTubers, they are content creators, but sometimes we create content and then we just sell to people what we think they need. But what about that service part? That's the part I want to talk about. Tell me a little bit about that part, please.
Sure. So the serving part is all about value. First of all, the very, very first things that you need to do, and I'm sure a lot of you, but if not, then consider this. You need to make sure that your product solves problems, and you need to know exactly what those problems are. And to be able to do that, you need to define your avatar clearly. You need to know exactly who it is, because if you're trying to get your message out to every single person in the world, 99% of them are probably not going to listen, and rightly so. So once you define that avatar, and you need to know them better than they know themselves. A lot of people don't realize they've got problems. They're just happy going through life. They don't even realize there's anything the matter. You actually have to show them what the problem is, give them value towards solving that problem. But ultimately, to move forward, they need to make a commitment to work with you so you can really help them solve that problem. And that's not a bad thing. It's just purely because people who don't commit financially or with their time, they don't do anything with the content. I mean, I've got friends and family who I've given my stuff to for free, and no one done anything. but the people who pay, obviously, they've committed. So that's how that works. So it's really about transparency, value. Everything has to be value driven. Increasing curiosity. Okay, because another thing is if you're explaining something to someone and they think they've taken enough information from you, they think they know it all, they're not interested in finding out anymore. So really, I like to give value in the serving stage through explaining the strategies towards solving these problems once I've identified the problems and helped them become aware of that, but not the tactics. Okay, the strategies are obviously the overarching strategic, high level viewpoint, but then the tactics, you need the tactics. Okay, some people might take the strategies on their own and work with it, and that's great. I love to help people, but realistically, to get the tactics and to actually move forward, that's where the commitment comes in. And as long as you believe in yourself, you believe in your product and your service, and you've actually created something to help people, then you'll have no issues with that. But if the intention is just to sell to make money, then you'll always be chasing money.
Okay. Wow. Nice, man. I think there's a little bit now. You see, now let me tell you a little bit about Louis here. Louis is the marketing specialist at Elslade Transcend, but he's going to tell us about that. And he's also a commercial director at Apple Drone, where they connect pilots to clients. So we're going to be hearing more of that very soon. But another question, Louis, that I want to ask, how do you make people interested in what you're offering or selling?
So I think really curiosity is the key there. Like it's similar. It ties in with the serving stage, because, like I said, they need to know what the problem is. So many people aren't aware at all, and it's not like a harsh. You've got this wrong with you. Your life is going to be terrible if you don't do this. It's just making them aware, and then obviously providing the value to give them an idea how they can move forward. Some motivational stuff. A lot of the stuff that you do is fantastic for that. Some motivation, some strategic overviews, but really it's in the curiosity. And the way we do that is through copywriting. So copy is all of the sales language, everything that you do, whether it's a post or a description in YouTube, an email, anything really, a sales letter, direct, videos even, this is all your copy. And the copy needs to be structured in a way where it arouses curiosity. It doesn't give too much away, but it has to be value driven. It has to be value driven, because people haven't got what am I looking for here? The attention span of people is about 5 seconds nowadays. They're scrolling through Facebook, they're scrolling through Instagram. Number one, they need to see something that sticks out at them. But if they're not going to get value from somebody before a sale or a pitch, you can't do that anymore, especially not in the UK, the US. Most countries now are waking up to that fact. You need to provide value. And if your intention is to provide value and help people, and just make sure you create curiosity by not giving too much away, then you're doing the right thing, and people want to find out more.
Wow. Curiosity. That's a very good word. I like that. So that means in the process of carrying out your sales, don't give out so much. So now, are you trying to tell me now that when I'm doing my video, I should give out just tip of what I want them to do or what I want them to learn, but not so much? Is that what you're saying? Because I do videos.
Yes, 100%. And don't think that that's I don't think that's a manipulative maneuver at all. It's purely because you think about it like this. People think of sales as being quite a creepy, a hard sell environment. And it can be when it's done wrong. And this is something that I used to struggle with as well. When I was doing the network marketing, I didn't really believe in the product. So therefore I wasn't, you can't connect with your audience. You can't connect with the product. It's very awkward. But when you know that what you've got can help people, it becomes a disservice to them if you can't get your point across and if you can't close the sale. Because if you are letting them down, if you can't push them over the edge to buy or to take action, then you're letting them down. And you've got to take that responsibility to help people to help them to help themselves.
Amazing. I made a video some months back on how to sell anything to anyone at anywhere at any price. And one of the things I said there was that you must believe in your products. And if you don't believe in your products, you can't convince another person to believe in your products, which is what you've just said now. Now, my next question is just close to that.